And this morning, actually, right here in this pit, they discovered the body of the last terrorist.
It's Halal Tema, the best shawarma in the world.
Above us, you might hear a buzzing sound. That is the Israeli Air Force as they are flying over Gaza and bombing Hamas terror targets.
Shuman is the top of the shawarma. It's fat. And I don't know what genius came up with.
You can see on the wall, there are all these little pock marks from grenades and from bullets that were shot at them. She's from Toronto, Canada. She's from Boston. And they came here especially to serve Israel during this time. I'm walking through the Armenian souk, one of the Arab markets here in Jerusalem. Unfortunately, a bunch of innocent civilians were killed here by Hamas terrorists. So I'm going to Israel, but it's difficult to get there. So this is the first of 3 flights that will take me there. First I'm flying to Toronto, Canada, from there to Athens, Greece, and then from there to Israel. Just landed in Toronto, Canada. Now, this is not my final destination. I still have another 2 flights till I get to where I need to go. But because I grew up here in Toronto and my parents do still live here, they're going to be coming to the airport to meet me for an hour or 2 before my next flight. So that's my parents and siblings driving away. I gotta run back into the terminal and make it in time for my flight with God's help. Let's go. Thank you. So I am heading on the next flight now, heading to Athens, Greece. This is a long one. I think it's 11 hours. That was a long one. Just landed in Greece. The flight actually wasn't as long as I thought it would be. It was closer to 9 hours, but still pretty long. Got some sleep, thank God. My next flight, which is to Israel, is in less than 3 hours. Let's go. Thank you very much. Finally made it to Israel. Thank you, Hashem. We're in the Holy Land. It is customary to kiss the ground when you get back to Israel. I also think I just broke a rib. So we're about to go through passport control. I want to show you something very interesting and also very sad. This is the passport control machine, and it has pictures of kidnapped Israelis who are being held by Hamas. And when you arrive and you're walking towards baggage claim, once again, pictures of all the hostages on both sides. All these people are kidnapped and being held by Hamas. 236 men, women, children, even babies, elderly people, Holocaust survivors, all being held by Hamas. Has their name, their age. Here's a sign that shows where the bomb shelter is, just in case the airport gets attacked by rockets. Only 3 years old. Just went through passport control. This is the arrivals terminal. Quite empty. Usually this time of year it would be packed, but there is a war going on and a lot less people are coming to Israel right now. There she is. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I recently traveled to Israel in the post-October 7th period, and I was honestly quite afraid to take this trip. I knew that the country was more or less safe, but the images that are stuck in my head from what I'd seen from October 7th were so graphic, so frightening, so disturbing, that I didn't feel like I'd be able to step foot in the land of Israel for a long time. But as time went on and I began to process what had happened, I realized that, in fact, the only way that I'd be able to process what had transpired on October 7th would be to travel there and deal with it myself. I've just arrived at the walls of Jerusalem, surrounding the old city of Jerusalem. There's an old Jewish custom that when one sees the walls of Jerusalem, and when one sees the place where the Holy Temple once stood, they're supposed to tear their clothing as a sign of mourning in order to show that they are sad that the Holy Temple has been destroyed and not yet rebuilt. So without further ado, I'm walking through the Armenian souk, one of the Arab markets here in Jerusalem, which is usually stuffed, packed with people on a regular day like this, but right now it's almost empty because there are almost no tourists here in the country at this time. Behind me stands the Western Wall, otherwise known as the Wailing Wall, or the Kotel Hamaravi, the Kaisel. Behind that is the Temple Mount, the holiest place in the Jewish faith, where the holy temples, both of them, once stood. So once again, it is customary when you come to this wall to tear your clothing a little bit more as a sign of mourning. We hope and pray that the third temple will be rebuilt very, very soon. My trip lasted almost a week, and on one hand, there were a lot of beautiful parts to the trip, but on the other hand, there were also a lot of devastating parts to the trip. I'm going to go deeper into detail about the trip, but first I need to thank the sponsor of this video, Daily Giving. Giving charity feels great, especially when you do it consistently, as in every day. Daily Giving is an incredible organization that allows you to give $1 to charity every single day. The way it works is you sign up, and every day they give $1 of your money to a charity that they selected for that day. So for example, today's recipient is United Hatzalah, which is an organization you guys know that I love and support. And yesterday they worked with a different organization. Tomorrow they're going to be working with another organization. Every day, $1 of your money goes to charity. Now you might be thinking, what is $1 going to accomplish? Well, if you take into consideration that there are more than 10,000 people who are giving $1 to charity through Daily Giving every single day, it accomplishes a ton. Because over the past few years, since 2019, together we, the Daily Givers, have given more than $13,902,355 to charity. And we're on track to give almost $7 million to charity in the next year alone. So trust me when I tell you, giving charity feels great every single day. And I even get an email from Daily Giving which tells me where my money is going today. So please join Daily Giving by signing up using the link above or below, and you too will feel great every single day knowing that you've done something to make the world a better place. Thank you. God bless you. Now, let's get back to my trip to Israel. So when I arrived in Israel, I wasn't sure exactly what to expect. I thought there would be a somber mood. People would be very down and dejected. The trip turned out to be bittersweet. The trip was bitter because there's a war going on, and so many people have died and are dying every single day. There are so many young widows and orphans, and the magnitude of this tragedy is something that the Jewish people have not seen or experienced for decades since the Holocaust. This is a sticker from Zaka, which is an organization in Israel that helps deal with the bodies of people who were killed after terrorist attacks. This sticker symbolizes that the site has already been cleared out of all human remains. This is a bomb shelter in Re'im. Unfortunately, a bunch of innocent civilians were killed here by Hamas terrorists. You can see on the wall there are all these little pockmarks from grenades and from bullets that were shot at them. Here's a wreath that someone put down with an Israeli flag. There's a candle and many other candles that have been lit. There are roses. 8 people died here. And right outside this damaged shelter, as you can see, more pockmarks. You have, this is so sad, this mother wrote the names of her children who were killed here. Here you have someone else who wrote the names of friends. And at the bottom it says Nitra'eh b'Gilgul haba, which means we'll see you in the next life. Another huge pockmark. More explosions in Gaza in the background. And here you can see these are actual items and body bags which belonged to the people who were unfortunately killed here. They still haven't had a chance to clean everything up. It's unbelievable to think that we're standing on this spot where all these atrocities happened. This is the fence to Kibbutz Re'im, and there are videos of the Hamas terrorists coming in through here, broken through this fence. Here you can see a big bullet hole in the guard's booth. This is one of the cars that still hasn't been removed. There's glass all over. It smells like dead bodies. There are bullet holes in the windows. And right across the street, this is the spot where the Sderot police station used to stand. Unfortunately, it was attacked by terrorists and 10 Israeli police officers lost their lives. The terrorists were all eliminated. And this morning, actually, right here in this pit, they discovered the body of the last terrorist who they didn't find yet. Good evening from southern Israel. I am currently in the city of Sderot, which is one of the cities that was hardest hit in the October 7th attacks by Hamas. This is an area that is very close to Gaza, and therefore, if God forbid Hamas sends missiles our way, we have 15 seconds or less to get into a protected shelter in order to avoid getting hit by the oncoming fire, God forbid. Because of the war right now, the city has been evacuated, so it's very quiet. The only thing you can hear above us, you might hear a buzzing sound. That is the Israeli Air Force as they are flying over Gaza and bombing Hamas terror targets within the Gaza Strip. My trip was also sweet in a way, because although there are so many difficult things happening right now in Israel, there's also an incredible sense of unity. There's a lot of acts of kindness happening. There's very high morale. People are together and they're in it to win it. And that was something that was beautiful to witness. So the rabbi is delivering food and snacks to the soldiers. She's from Toronto, Canada. She's from Boston. And they came here especially to serve Israel during this time. Here with Uncle Yaakov.
Guys, if you go to Eretz Yisrael, there's two places you need to go, and they're not on the same level. But you have to go to the Kotel, the Western Wall. That is a place where the Beis Hamikdash stood. Amazing, spiritual. That's the spiritual. The physical that you need to go to is Halat Teman, the best shawarma in the world. If you haven't had this shawarma, I didn't even like shawarma before I had this. Then I got this, and now I feel like a new person. Go ahead, go to the Western Wall and get your shawarma.
That is Mr. Living L'Chaim himself, not sponsored. He's here genuinely because he loves the food, and I do too. He's been eating it every single day since he landed in Israel. This is the 5th day?
I landed Sunday. I had here on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, today's Thursday. Today's even Thanksgiving, and they have a turkey shawarma. I'm like, no, we gotta do the veal shawarma.
He has shawarma running through his veins. This thing is delicious, honestly. And we just came back from Tel Aviv. We had an incredible interview. And this is shuman, by the way. You want to walk us through what shuman is?
Shuman is the top of the shawarma. It's fat. And I don't know what genius came up with it. They're like, maybe some people want to try eating it. People tried it. I think it's maybe of the most unhealthy foods in the world, but it's also one of the most tasty foods you can eat. It's delicious. Love a good shuman.
Cheers. This is the Shuk, Machne Yehuda, a lot of cool eateries here, hip places. And this restaurant is called Memphis, after that famous city in Tennessee. And over the next few days, I'm going to be sharing multiple videos from my trip to show you both the bitter parts and the sweet parts of what I witnessed in Israel. Lastly, if you're wondering about this awesome hoodie that I'm wearing, this is a design that I created along with a friend who's an artist. It's the Chai chain, the Chai necklace, which is very popular amongst Jewish people. Chai is the word for life, and its numerical value is 18, which is a very special number in the Jewish faith and tradition. And this design is available on the website for my new clothing brand called Candle and Strap. Make sure to check it out. There's going to be a link up here and down there. Go to Candle and Strap and get one for yourself, for your friends, for your family. We have a lot of wonderful designs, and we're adding new designs every single week. Thank you for watching this video. God bless you all, and we'll see you very soon in the next one.